They are running out of fuel at this rate. You know? Man, he parked at the chicane, you know. He Okay, countdown has started. There we have. No, I'm not.
Virtual Racing School was developed to provide support to the next generation of sim racers. No matter if you're a rookie or veteran or what car or track you'll be racing, our goal is to provide training every step of the way. We found that iRacing can be quite difficult without proper training. There needed to be a way to prepare for on-track racing. With VRS, you can literally learn from the best sim racers in the world, including 4-time NASCAR iRacing World Champion Ray Alfala.
And Ray Alfala is a 4-time champion of the NASCAR P3's iRacing Series.
3-time iRacing Grand Prix World Champion Martin Kroenke.
Martin Kroenke becomes a 3-time world champion.
Rallycross World Champion Mitchell de Jong.
Mitchell de Jong is now champion for the iRacing Rallycross World Championship Series.
And many other top sim racers. Data packs include everything you need to start learning. Our World Championship coaches create the data packs by setting a hot lap or a series of fast laps for you to compare, analyze, and replicate. Data packs also include a tutorial where the coach points out techniques they use to hit the fast lap. This gives you access to the latest driving techniques and setups before you even hit the track. Sign up for a free account and download the VRS telemetry logger. With this application running seamlessly in the background, your laps automatically start syncing to the VRS website. From there, you can analyze and compare 2 laps of your choice, whether it's your data, the coaches, or your teammates. VRS will automatically target improvement opportunities so you can get up to speed even faster. VRS also makes it easy for you to request and schedule one-on-one or group coaching sessions. These sessions can range from 30 to 90 minutes, and you can select the car, track, and setup combination of your choice. Visit virtualracingschool.com today to sign up and get started.
Oh yes, Austin, welcome everyone. Nice to be back once again for IGP Fun action from Zandvoort. As Austin was saying, ninth race of the season. Season is almost over, incredibly, less than a month left. And we still have very strong numbers despite, being, the middle of August, and the middle of August sucks, as everybody knows. It's very cold, very hot. Sorry, I wish it was cold. And yes, yeah, I mean, depends. But yeah, and the fact that this track is basically on the seaside, which means that, it has this Sonoma vibe to it with a lot of yellow in the runoff area, gives us the idea of the heat wave that we are experiencing here in Italy right now and Southern Europe to that extent. But we're here to talk about racing, and as you were saying, of course, a racetrack that will finally have F1 back in the next few weeks. This is still the quote-unquote old scan of Zandvoort without the changes that they made for F1. Still a classic racetrack, Austin. Very, very tough to pass, even though yesterday in the Academy Series we saw lots of overtakes in F3. I'm looking at the Metallica car livery that has been updated for this round, and apparently, even though I haven't watched the video, I'm guessing this is the Sebastian Vettel trivia question to the World Championship winners. It takes the entirety of the rear wing of the car.
Was it Max Verstappen who called Nico Rosberg Brittany?
I don't know. I have never...
You've never seen the video?
No, I haven't.
Well, Marco, I know what you need to watch after after watching the chaos happening at a current race going on right now. Don't worry. All the curbs here are going to be glued down.
Austin, yes, absolutely. The one thing about this video that you're talking about, this Vettel video, is that I have been... it has been told to me so many times that I felt it's useless for me to watch it, because in the last 3 or 4 days, last week, everyone said, "Oh, you seen the video?" So I know, By the way, Austin, you were muted up until this very moment, so apologies.
Oh my god.
Apologies to the viewers. It looked like I was talking to myself like an idiot, but no, Austin was actually here since the beginning.
Okay, good. I quoted Kimi Räikkönen. I accidentally dropped the swear, so woo, it's not on me yet. Sam's still the only one.
Victor Barris on your pictures right now, as the qualifying session is basically just over at the on the outside of this final corner, Ari and Dijkbocht. If you go just a little bit to the grass, there is a crater, I would say, and we've seen a lot of cars being spat into the wall from there. Barris on the start-finish line, and doesn't improve. There is no more time left. Austin, here we go with the starting grid for tonight.
Yeah, 41 cars are ready to go here at Zandvoort, and it's QT Marteau starting up on pole, followed by Max Giacchino, Samuel Hermer, Gavin Petty, Andy Flint, Victor Barris, Joachim Lamley, Max Bartolotto, Sonny Rizard, and Lucas Maruk coming out of the top 10. In 11th, it's Adam Talisman and Clark Williams in 12th place. Behind them is Johan Bergerson, Alex Fournier, Antonio Tellez, Dave Martin, George Bloom, Ron Korlak, Andrea Brachetti, Leonardo Cherry, Stuart Millen, Daryl Governor, Zachary Beeson, Philip Lucas in 24th. Behind them in 25th, it's Ivan Zeranu, Alex Hopkins, Phil Waller, Richard Veen, Nick Carty, Russell Kirkwood, Kuchi Aito, Ben White, Massimiliano De Laurentiis, and Angelo Velas, Harley Lewis, and Robert Ridgway in 36. And the final grouping, it's Patrick Rollins, Reed Dennis, Ross Goodace, and Joseph Gibbons. It was Martin Devine at the end of our 41-car grid. I'm not sure he'll be taking the start, though, as he did not put in a qualifying time.
50 seconds left on the clock there on the top right of your screen. When that clock hits 2 minutes, unless everyone grids before that, the 5 lights procedure will start. Here from Zandvoort, round 9 of the season, as we were saying, and as you can see, the cars are, you can see from here, parked behind the corner, basically. Someone is starting, not in a straight line, something I absolutely love about this championship, when this happens.
Yeah, the massive grids and just cars starting a bit sideways at times, but standing starts are where it's at. Sorry, IndyCar, I know I have a pledge of loyalty to just cheer everything on. Standing starts. But on curves, not so cool. And so those guys going to have to watch out their tire wear. They're going to be coming into turn 1 with a head full of steam. But we got a lot of action planned for y'all today here at Zandvoort. The 5 red lights are coming on. And it's green, green, green here for the iGPFun Formula 3 Series here at Zandvoort. And what a start by Samuel Hermer. Right behind up QT Marto is right beside up Giacchino. Giacchino has Hermer boxed in. And it's side by side for them heading into turn 1. Hermer trying to hold around the outside. Giacchino on the inside of Hermer. Hermer's still there, but Max Giacchino able to eke it out right there as they head into turn 2.
Everything seems to be fine, but now the big choke point here at the chicane, as we have a couple of cars in the grass. They all survive.
Lockups, people are voting. Those curbs are not stock cars, so you can't just obliterate curbs, literally and figuratively. But everyone's seeming to get through there in all one piece.
Yeah, Marteau still in front of Giacchino, and Hermer is in 3rd. Pett is in 4th, and Andy Flint sits in 5th place with Varys in 6th. Bartolotto, Lamy, nice to have him back. Sonny Rosario, Lucas Maruca, and Altamza, the 3 Canadians round up your top 10 and also top 11, I should say. But Thiago Morto, the dominator yesterday in the Academy Series, has gotten a fantastic start, as we have some trouble here for Antonio Jimenez Telles. He spun and is dropping like a stone, and now of course another dangerous moment here at the chicane, the final chicane before we go into the what is now is, oh, Giacchino, the landmine.
Giacchino coming over the curb, gets airborne and gets onto onto the escape road, comes across the track right onto the airbags. We got chaos on the front straight here on the first lap of the iGPFun Formula 3 Series Championship here at Zandvoort. Massive collision. Giacchino's nose completely ripped off. He caught the escape road while sliding through the grass, just got all gripped up right there, and around he went. It looked like he was completely under control of his car. Then out of nowhere came shooting onto the racing line and everybody else, and that was a 5-car collision, I believe. Let's watch this from Lucas Marouk. See him coming right into the path of destruction. He comes across the track right back onto the race line, gets another car hit, and then everyone's just all over the place trying to avoid everybody. I don't think they lifted at all.
Austin, let me tell you, that could have been much bigger.
That seriously could. It was giving me already Indianapolis NASCAR vibes, and that race still isn't over yet.
Austin, you know, we talked about that in the opening. If you go a little bit wide there is that landmine. You know, you're already fighting against the iRacing grass, but then you hit that crater, that landmine, and your car gets completely uncontrollable. I have to say that he was able to keep the car, you know, Giacchino was able to keep the car steady, but then when he tried to rejoin, evidently,
he caught that escape road.
Yes, and the difference in grip caused him to spin, and again he was sitting in the front 5 positions. Therefore, a miracle that wasn't a 10-15 car pileup.
Absolute miracle. Everybody here staying on their toes. I believe on the radio, everyone's just getting on and just saying, hey, watch out. But lucky that everybody, the track at that exit is so wide. And, oh, Victor Barris is in the wall. What corner is that?
First corner. That's Tarzan, I think.
That is Tarzan. That is the first corner.
So we saw Alex Fournier going to the pits. He was involved in the contact. He touched the spinning car there that we saw earlier.
Yeah, this is the Victor Barris incident. There's a lot of action on his inside and outside. And was he just tapped? Oh, wow. Well, up his inside. Definitely Tarzan happening. The back in the same corner. Philip Lucas goes off right there. Also by a tap. Well, you know, Zandvoort, the drivers love giving their elbows out.
Yeah, they know if you defend well enough, you can make life very, very hard for your rivals if they are, you know, trying to overtake you. But indeed, at the same time, you know, especially with these little open wheelers, it doesn't take much to send them flying into the air, as we see Rosario trying to break the draft of Birgersson.
Yeah, these cars very brittle compared to a lot of, well, all four single-seater cars except for Indy cars are extremely brittle. You can get airborne from the slightest of taps, but the Indy cars, you know, you can get into some contact and you know they'll go airborne, but hey, you can still win a race in an Indy car after it goes airborne.
You certainly can. There is a problem for Lucas Maruca again. He has parked. He's letting people. He's has a lap down, so
he's in the pit lane, just letting people by. He's coming out of the pits and is just sitting still as everyone's still going on right now. All separated into their little groups. I think things have finally calmed down after 4 laps of just craziness.
Yeah, it seems like everything has settled for the time being, as we have Thiago Marteau in the lead in front of Samuel Lermer and Gavin Petty. There they are, the top 3, separated by 3.3 seconds. Andy Flint is in 4th. And again, nice to have Jerome Lamy back after he's been off for quite a bit. As the NASCAR are trying to outdo us once again at Indianapolis, as we have a problem for Birgersson. Oh, again at the final corner, probably that landmine once again. He breaks the suspension. That's his race done, unfortunately.
Marco, you're doing exactly. I can tell exactly what you're doing right now.
Let's see the replay. Let's see if he was victim of that same treacherous landmine once again, and my guess is I will say yes.
Yeah, I went a bit wide and bang into the wall. Unfortunately, couldn't catch it right there, but he's just that bump off the exit into the curbs. Just hit him and then got airborne and then uncontrollable right there. That landmine. Oof. iRacing, I know we're waiting on the new scan of a few different tracks here, but you know, Zandvoort should probably get fixed.
Yeah, you know, and you know, it's like again, you're already having to manage with the grass there, you know, and then all of a sudden you have to deal with the massive jump, you know.
Yeah, you got to go wide, but you know, it's just like a sausage curve right there. You tap that, then you just get popped into the air.
So, top 5 is unchanged from when we last checked. Everyone has moved up, apart from poor Alex Fournier, who of course was involved in that collision at the start of the race. Yeah.
After getting that wing repaired, he's now making up spots, so he's definitely one to watch out. As that's Max Giacchino also somebody. Well, he was the car that was the main cause of that incident. I believe he's going to be a lot more cautious here, as that's Victor Van Veen. It's happened again. 2 cars stopped in the final corner, and oh my gosh! Marco, go back. Hopkins is involved.
Yes,
Massive crash. Fournier's involved again.
Oh man, we saw that at the very, nice spot,
It's happened
Austin.
again in the same corner. Multiple cars in there. Alex Fournier involved as well. Here's Richard Van Veen. I think he was the first one to come there because he was just stopped in the middle of the track. And I can't believe this. It's happened again for the third time. This race goes wide, and he just goes around, clips the inside, comes back on.
They are already wrecked in front of them.
Oh, that's a 50 in front of him. Oh my gosh, and the bang! Max Giacchino and Alex Fournier just come slamming in there, completely blind. And let's ride on board of Alex Fournier into that. Here's Alex Hopkins, one of the cars that was already spun around. You can see right in front of him, another car spun around.
Oh! Okay, now we have a bit of a clearer. And now we should see Fournier come. There's another spin of Van Veen there at the back. And here comes Fournier. Maybe.
3, 2, 1, and Fournier.
Oh, yeah, the Bartolotto. Giacchino went underneath him.
Oh my gosh! Who hasn't been in a crash yet? Here's a view from Alex Hopkins' car trying to get back onto the track, and he's just sitting in the worst possible spot in the middle of the track. Then bam!
Oh, Giacchino then
and Max Giacchino. Well, he thought he made it through, but
he hated it. He hated it very hard. I thought he made through, but.
No.
Oh dear, what's going on tonight?
The main incident, but okay, let's try to breathe and just recollect what just happened and who's still driving.
Oh man.
From my knowledge, 23 and down were involved in the crash so far, as they've been in the pits. So Robert Ridgway, Lewis, Givens, Goodays, Tellez, Bergeson, Barris, Veen, Governor, Hopkins, Fournier, Dennis, Maruk, Giacchino, Rosario, Lucas, Ido, and White, they have all been in an incident in the first 7 laps.
And and I want to be clear with the viewers, as you see Flint defending from Lamy and Bartolotto. This is a series that's very, very clean, and this has not been bad driving. This has been
unlucky.
Unlucky, and I would say also as Marteau had a terrible lap. 29.8. He lost basically a second to Ermer. It's just that damn bump is at the worst possible place, because it will spit the car either on the left, which is okay, bad for you, but you survive as Flint gets passed by both those drivers, or he spits the car in the middle of the driving line in a corner where you have a wall on the inside. So you turn the corner, you see the yellow flags, but you have no idea where the yellow flag is. You don't have a spot that says a car in the middle of the road, Yellow could mean everything, in iRacing. And then you find, that is that corner there for these cars is flat out, so you don't even think about lifting. And then you turn the corner, turn around the tire wall, and you see a car that's blocking. It's very narrow there, And that crash was like, with Giacchino going below the flying car. That was like a very popular European German series, the Alarm für Cobra 11, die Autobahnpolizei. That was something out of that show. I kid you not. The German viewers probably know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I'm not German, and I don't know what you're talking about right here, but
Here comes Bartolotta. He goes around Andy Flint and gets up to 5th. Oh, no, another one.
No, Velas is off in the final corner. We need a final corner counter. I think the amount of incidents that's happened over the NASCAR weekend at the Indianapolis chicane is... Oh, he's got wing damage too.
Yeah, and he didn't spit, but that rear wing is not good, as we see Rowlands defending on Carty and Ridgway also coming around. Austin, it's not been 1 month that we are doing commentary. We have done many years of experience and races around this. I don't remember that corner and that bump being a problem in the past.
No. Formula 3.5, we come here every season. That's never been an issue. And speaking of an issue, Bloom had to do evasive action as to avoid that lap car who just slowed up on the son of Rosario. Who just slowed up right there, letting everyone by, not wanting to be a nuisance. But yeah, that bump usually hasn't been an issue, but in Formula 3.5, you want to avoid the bumps as all possible. So it's a different driving style with these Formula 3 cars. They love just getting every inch of the track, sometimes a little bit too much, and you know, they're going all to the parts of the track where they shouldn't really be, and that they're hitting that bump. It's like hitting a sausage curb with a giant 5,000-pound NASCAR and getting launched up into the air, bringing out another red flag with 2 laps to go.
You know, I predicted to my friends who I was watching the race with that iGPFun would be over before the NASCAR race, and I called it.
It's still not over.
Oh, Bartolotta! Ooh.
Woo!
Bartolotta with a big risk. Here comes Andy Flint, powered by the knowledge of Sebastian Vettel on his rear wing, getting closer and closer. Hopefully he's at the end of the race he has enough fuel left for verifications. I'm sorry, too soon? Here comes Flint. Seems like Bartolotta has been able to save his car and get back to you know, a proper rhythm, because Flint was very, very close in front of them. 2 straight purple laps for Marteau after the bad lap he had. Let's see if he can get 3 in a row. There's a lapped car in front of him, one of the DriveX cars, that's giving him a bit of a draft. Yes, 3rd straight record on the fastest lap for Thiago Marteau, so he's certainly looking good after a little bit of a problem. But Samuel Lermer, he has showed this throughout the season. He is certainly up to speed with Marteau, and certainly this one is not over just yet. Adam Talsma on the inside, Clark Williams on the outside. Let's jump on board with Dave Martin, who's enjoying the fight from up close in P10.
Oh, he's got a good run right here, almost getting into the back of Williams, who was looking up the inside of Adam Talsma. Really, there's only 2 spots to go right there, inside or the outside. There's a slight bit of baking right there, but this track is very tight in this current scan. And the most recent versions, it's about 3 cars wide. You can probably fit a 4th one in there if you're absolutely lunatic, but they got that massive banking right there to carry more speed through there. We got a slow car, laps car up the inside, completely way off the racing line, so no effect right there. And I love this part of the track because the track is extremely wide, but the racing line is so precise that if you go anywhere else, you're off the racing line. But in a multi-class situation, this track just shines at traffic management.
Yes, it's like 2 different souls, this racetrack, because this second part here is, you know, more flat. But then I love the first part, when the first part of the track is basically a roller coaster ride, as Ermer gets 28.4. But just to drive, you know, I'm terrible at driving. But every once in a while, when a series I like is at this place, you know, just to do that first sector and to nail it, you know, and to feel like you're basically really on a roller coaster. I cannot imagine how beautiful it is with a you know, a VR headset, or you know, or better yet, in real life, as Phil Waller gets past Bison.
Well, Bison's not going to be giving him a good shot of it. He's still on the outside, wheel to wheel. He's going to have the inside line heading into that roller coaster turn 2 and 3. Swings it around the outside. Doesn't tap the brakes right there. Just lifts off. You can either tap the brakes right there or just lift off the throttle.
Look at this place. This bit here. I mean, look at that.
Waller using all the track, getting onto those curbs that will not explode on you if you continue running on them the entire race. That's a plus here instead of real life, I can say that. And these cars are not heavy enough to destroy curves just by touching them for the entire race as well.
But light enough to be sent into the air. I mean, at least the World Championship counterpart, as we've seen in Monza last year.
Absolutely, but if they can set in the air, they can catch themselves and they can still continue running. The suspension won't collapse underneath themselves. What's the NASCAR shade counter at right now? Have we hit 20?
Diego Marteau, another fastest lap of the race, as Zachary Bison, unfortunately, has had an off and is in the middle of the track. Thankfully, pulls
Same corner.
out of the way, thankfully.
Looks like he was already spinning before. It looks like he hit the curb on corner entry. He just had a bad spin right there. Did he just slap that curb? Let's see.
Yes,
yep,
yes,
rode
he did.
the curb.
Yeah.
Big spin. What a dodge right there.
We haven't talked about Joris Blom. He's having a fantastic race, sitting in P7, plus 10 for his race. And behind him, we have three very expert drivers, as Talsma, like Talsma, Williams, and Martin, and Brachetti for that matter. Man, Sam Fitzpatrick made these TV2 cameras that they are basically on top of the cars in some points. Not good, Sam. Blame Sam. Hashtag blame Sam.
Kinks, you owe me a code.
I mean, the sponsors are happy, but the viewers, they want to see all of the action. And
it looks like Adam Talsma has a front wing damage on that front left wing.
Let's see.
He might have hit a curb on the left-hand side. Yeah, some of these curbs that jump up, and it just looks a bit scratched up. See, he's defending on the inside already, so it just looks like it was a bit scuffed, but I'm not sure. Yeah, the IGP logo has a little bit of scuff on the outside of it. It's completely different from the right side and easily gets overtaken by Clark Williams.
Yeah, here comes Martin here at the hairpin now.
Martin gets a look at that, but we could compare the pace between Williams and Talsma now and just see on how big that gap grows. But I believe Adam Talsma might have a little bit of damage on that front wing.
Austin, the hairpin there, not really a passing spot. Maybe this isn't a passing spot either, as Brachetti has now basically joined this party. But, of course, when you get here
really
into this section...
You can really sell a fake here.
Yes,
you
absolutely.
can really sell a fake.
Yes.
And
yes.
He's setting himself up for a send up the inside, but really this part of the track, it's all about following, it's all about staying close and just getting a good launch off that exit. And, oh, here comes Dave Martin. Are we going to be seeing it down the inside? Yes, we are. Dave Martin sends it over the curbs, gets a little bit skippy out there, still side by side. Martin on the very high side, using all that curb and banking to his advantage. They're still side by side heading into that final corner, the right of the curves by Martin, and Martin up the inside gets 9th.
Let's see now if he's able to defend. Here we go.
Here comes Talsma on the outside. Martin's got the inside of Tarzan, and he's taking way up the inside. Adam taking way onto the outside. Going to go all the way to the inside. Still wheel to wheel, going all the way to the outside now. Heading into roller coaster. That inside line has a lot of advantage because you can swoop around that track right there. Talsma back into 9th.
Fantastic fight between these drivers. So let's jump aboard with Brachetti right now and see what we see from his perspective as we go up and down the dunes of Zandvoort, home of the F3 Masters. Up until a few years ago, that was the big event of the year in F3 racing. If you won those, you clearly put your name on the map. Unfortunately, that event has lost. Well, is not done anymore. Since,
the crown jewel of F3 Masters. I always thought it was the Macau Grand Prix, but that's F3 World, I believe.
Yeah, basically it was on the same level as, you know, Macau was more of a, you know, unique event in the sense that they were racing on a street, and they are racing on a street circuit as well. But this was like, you know, if you go to the winners of the F3 Masters at Zandvoort, which of course had a very famous tobacco sponsorship, which I cannot say, otherwise the, you know, demonetization gods will eat us. But if you go and see the winners of that event, it's a who's who of the greatest drivers of the last 20-30 years.
Yeah, and last person to win it was Joel Eriksson, but in 2015, Antonio Giovinazzi, Max Verstappen.
Maybe not Giovinazzi, okay, you know, that's...
Felix Rosenquist. Danielle Broncadella, Felix Rosenquist again, Valtteri Bottas, Jules Bianchi, Nico Hulkenberg, Paul DeRisto, Lewis Hamilton, Alexander Permont, Christian Klein, Fabio Carbone, Takuma Sato. I could go on and on. Tom Cornell won it. And Jos Verstappen also won it. And David Coulthard won the first time at 1991. But I gotta say, in 1991, they were running the shorter version of Zandvoort, not the current version.
See the lap times comparison here as Ermer has closed in the last 2 laps, but now Marteau, fastest lap of the race, puts, you know, Marteau has been able always, when the gap has gone down, to put it back to 0.8 of a second when he needed, you know? The gap is is always there.
Yeah, the gap is always there, so, you know, he can really, you just got to stay within that draft and maybe get a late lunge. Speaking of a late lunge, Martin around the outside of Talsma. They're still fighting with each other. Now Talsma is on the inside. Martin gets swinging around the outside, but Talsma's going to be there, denying him that opportunity. They're going to be side by side heading to this hairpin, and Burketti right behind him is just loving this fight. To continue racing, Martin, Talsma, Burketti. The fight for 9th place between these 3 cars. Very nice racing here between all 3 of these drivers. Zandvoort, you can. It's going to be a struggle to pass here, but oh boy, if you and another car are equal on pace, it is a beauty to watch. And it looks like O'Cherry is about to join them very soon as we ride on board of Andrea Burketti right now.
I see Brachetti has taken the leap and put the F3 World Championship logo on his car.
Oh, I just noticed that.
No,
Talsma defending onto the inside. Brachetti trying to go around the outside. Not going to go. So they continue to race here at Zandvoort. That group is now a 4-car group as O'Cherry has joined them behind Burketti. Not teammates. Just very similar colors.
As they go down the hill once again. Gap at the front 1.3 seconds.
Gap is now being a little bit more.
Another good lap from Marteau, but not as good as the ones he did previously. He's now 28.4, 28.5 for Ermer. Petty 28.5 is his personal best in this 3rd lap of the race.
Yeah, personal best for him by Gavin Petty. He's 9 seconds behind Hermer and Marteau. That's how far ahead QT Marteau is.
I mean, it's a testament to the fantastic pace of our 2 leaders, Austin, tonight. They have been absolutely fantastic in a tough track like this, you know, to pull away from such a competitive group of drivers. Granted, we lost a few of the top runners in a couple of unfortunate wrecks as Veloz is off and back onto the racing line. But as I was saying, absolutely fantastic drive from everyone tonight, and we still have more than 10 laps to go, so it's not over just yet. Anything can happen, and probably will.
it all can happen right here.
And it has
As
happened.
oh, big crash! Max Bartolota, fifth place. He was so consistent into the wall, and as we were saying, anything can happen, and that was a massive impact.
What the hell happened there?
Did he quit? Was he in the grass in the braking zone?
Or a mechanical failure.
Oh, whoa, 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 whoa! Oh!
Oh no.
Big hit.
A mechanical failure.
Yeah, that's mechanical. That is
when
definitely mechanical.
When you say
Brakes
mechanical,
didn't work.
We say hardware, of course, because wow, the camera. Nice. Thank you, Sam. There is no clean shot of the car hitting the wall, but yeah, that's what's left of that F3, unfortunately.
Yeah, that car is absolutely blown up.
I mean, look at this. This is the new damage model in full effect.
It looks like a pod racer right now, and we got more damage right here. Russell Kirkwood stuck up the inside.
A pod racer. Wow.
It seriously does look like a pod racer. You know, without the giant turbines. Looks like oh, I've got to be showing my nerd here. Looks like Saboba after both his turbines blown up at the start of the Phantom Menace.
Ziranau and Phil Waller are going at it. This is a fight for P14. Max Bartolotta is back. Fantastic work from the Italian mechanics, I have to say. That is efficiency, you know? Despite being a national holiday today, by the way, here in Italy. Not only am I doing work tonight by doing commentary, but look at those mechanics, you know? That was fantastic.
Yeah, fantastic job by those mechanics to get that done. You know, these iRacing mechanics, best in the world. They can repair a car just like that. Hopefully, you know, the IMS Motorsport might need to recruit them for the next NASCAR race to repair a curb just like that. Now we've hit 30. Battle 14th right here, Ivan Ziranu.
You know, I'm sorry if I keep making reference to the NASCAR race, but I would expect I would expect a boxing match to happen in the pit lane in a few minutes.
Oh, that race is not going to be that race is going to be giving a lot of memes just for anyone to use, because
I mean,
I've not seen a race that bad.
I've just seen you know, because I'm watching the race, because I'm a professional, of course, but I just looked for a second, and there is Danny Hamlin that's looking like he's looking for a fight, you know, like those wrestling promos, walking in the hallway, you know, not happy at all.
Yeah, Hamlin had that race.
Oh, careful, careful!
Oh, the Waller's up in the curb! He's up in the grass, he's got to catch it, he's getting onto the escape road, does not lose control of the car. Phil Waller, Translated Motorsports, man, they escaped a repair bill right there.
Oh yeah, he was able to survive. On board with Joseph Givens, is behind the Canadian Ross Goodacre, and they are fighting for the top 20 right now with Antonio Menesteyes, who has had a trip to pit road on lap number 2 to repair some damage. He's sitting behind them on the comeback trail. 1.5 seconds the gap at the front.
And also current race news right now. You know how Mount Washington was just released on iRacing?
Yes.
And they had Travis Pastrana practicing on it?
Uh-huh.
New Mount Washington world record was just set by Travis Pastrana. 5 minutes, 28.670, beating his old world record by 20 seconds.
What was he driving going up the hill? A rocket ship?
His Subaru, quote, Beast Slayer, and up and oh, Dave Martin's off in the gravel. His Subaru Air Slayer, which is the Rallycross car. No, it's his Gymkhana Subaru Rallycross car that has this movable arrow. So the car looks like a rocket ship. But, yeah. That's insane.
Yep.
So, if you beat that 528 in the Rallycross car, I think you're crazy. And, Travis did that with about 1,000 more horsepower. And 1,000 more pounds of aero.
Robert Luigi on the draft of Nick Carty, but behind them, I need to take a look at Antonio Menesteyes, because he is trying to get past Joseph Givens, gets into the draft, pulls out of the draft, pokes down the inside, and he completes the pass. So good job, Antonio, up into P21.
Great pass right there on, well, for third, as we got a fight for fourth between Petty and Lamley as we ride on board of Lamley right now. It's got a great run. It's going all the way down to the inside. And, ooh, we got a good fight for the third right here. The final few laps of this race.
Whoa.
Lamley holding it up on the inside by the apex. Petty around the outside. Petty able to hold it on. What a move by Gavin Petty. Held it around the outside in Tarzan. And he can just see Lamley getting very feisty right there.
One of the fantastic rookies we are having this season in IGP Fun, Jerome Lemmy, is having a fantastic comeback. As you can see, he's gaining 2 identical laps, 21 and 22. But 23, you know, he took out 0.7 of a second from Gavin Petty. So I think Jerome is clearly looking for that champagne. He has missed last couple of rounds. And what a fantastic way to make your comeback in the championship with a fantastic comeback like this, fighting for the podium. And it will be certainly a very, very tough customer for Gavin Petty in his quest to defend third place. A similar battle with similar gaps is happening for P8. As you can see, Adam Tasman and Andrea Parchetti, two absolute veterans of the series, the Italian and the Canadian. And also Carty, Ridgway, Goodacre, Teyes, those drivers are also fighting it out. But let's stay on Gavin Petty as Ermer gets a 28.111, Marteau 28.161, so Ermer gains a little bit, and that's the fastest lap of the race so far. Let's take a look at the weather, and as you can see right now, we have a new functionality on the SDK Gaming software, sdk-gaming.co.uk. Now you can change on the fly. And now you can see it's Fahrenheit, it's freedom units, it's feet.
It's freedom units, it's European crazy units, it's back to regular units, it's back to other regular units that everyone else is going to think is regular except for me.
You can see 84 or 29.
The track's cooling off. It started at 34 degrees Celsius on the track.
We might have had a crash. Yes, we did.
Yeah, we do. It's Bartolotta again, and oh, it's multi-car crashes.
That should be Angelo Veloce, if I'm not mistaken. They were a few laps down, and they were fighting into the uphill section here, the roller coaster, so probably a misunderstanding.
It was up on the inside, and going on the outside is the racing line, but he just saw his opportunity, poked his nose down in there. And unfortunately, they were collected by each other. Back to this fight for third between Petty and Lamley. And, well, this boxed up crazy race. It's not, I say boxed up because just look how spread out the field is. 22 cars on the lead lap. We got a group 17th and down. And then we got a little bit of group of 15th, 16th together. Korlak and Zerani are in a little bit of group. Got a little group from 10th here, but everyone's so spread out after these opening crashes. But we got fights all over the place, and that fight for the lead is still going on as Samuel Herbert is put in a purple sector 3 behind QT Marteau. He's starting to make his charge.
Austin, it's been a while. Should I bring them back?
Bring who back?
The Dancing Grey Dots of Doom.
Hey!
Look at that.
Here's our current track map, and you can just see Our fights are all over the place. I wish we had the little pointy things we could highlight where we want to look at. The dots of first and second, then we're over here and just 2 quarters away in 3 and 4, and then they're 2 quarters away from 5, 6, and 7. They're 2 quarters away from 8 to 9th, and they're a quarter away from 10th and 11th, and then there are a lot of quarters away between everyone else. Is QT Marteau. We just got reports that he went a bit wide. Here comes Hermer. Hermer's making a massive charge on Marteau. Half a second separates them.
Thanks to the track map, we saw his number flashing red, so he went wide there in the landmine area. And as you can see, he lost almost a second trying to save that mistake there. So the fight for the victory is on. Absolutely on.
Fight for the victory. Fight for the Netherlands Cup here. We got the fight for the podium. We got the fight for the gold and silver. We got the fight for the bronze here. Marteau trying to take it in his home country, but a little bit of mistake at the end. Will that cost him? Samuel Hermer had purple in Sector 2 this time by. He is on fire. He has the draft. He has the speed. But can he beat out Marteau? Gavin Petty holding out Lamley. They're getting extremely wide out into the grass, and they're continuing to race on in this tight, twisty roller coaster here in the dunes of Zandvoort.
What a fantastic race. This has been absolutely bonkers, side by side. Leonard Cherry and Dave Martin.
Oh, Cherry! Oh, just forcing his way up the inside. They're still side by side. Using all the track. Here comes Lamley on Petty into the Audi chicane. They're side by side. Lamley on the outside. Petty sends it over the curve. Petty defends it into third.
Oh dear, it's all happening. Martin and Cherry. Martin stayed in front, sorry to cut away from that, but this is absolutely incredible. Another lap in the books, 3 laps to go as we hit the 40-minute mark of this race. Thiago Marteau, Samuel Hermer fighting for the lead, Petty and Lamy fighting for 3rd and 4th. What a fantastic race, all to play for the podium position. Here comes Lamy once again.
Lamley up the inside. It's a late look into Tarzan. He's not going to be there right there. And Petty staying ahead, but it is a few more laps to go. 3 laps left for Lamley and Petty. Lamley, late break, late move by Petty. Lamley didn't know where to go, forced to go out wide, taking out wider line, going out the speed, coming out the exit. He's going to try to set up for another move into Audi chicane, and Petty now knows where Lamley wants to go. He wants to go up the inside into Audi. He's going to be defending onto the inside of Audi. Lamley has got a lot of pace. He's going to be with him, just trying to get as close as he can and get a great run. Heading into Audi, a little bit of a late move by Petty, heading into that corner, late apex, and here comes Lamley on Petty. Lamley, watch him take that late apex right there for the speed in the corner. Petty defending all the way out wide. As we got a crash right here, right in front. Well, not right in front of our leaders. That's Clark Williams. That's right behind them. There's Adam Talsma as Petty and Lamley are side by side. I want to say side by side. I wish they were side by side, but you know, producer's going to produce. Sorry, Marco. New fast lap by QT Marteau, pushing away from Hermer.
You know what they say, no? Never let the facts get in the way of a good story, no? So they are side by side in our hearts. They might be side by side now.
Here they come, side by side again. Lamley forcing his way up the inside. He's much closer to Tarzan this time. Petty, he's held that outside line so well. He can hold it again. Petty, once again, around the outside, defending into third. Here comes Lamley. He's going to try a little bit of the outside match, but locks up the brakes. That fight for the lead. Last lap, Marteau put in the fast lap, but he's got traffic now in front of him. He's got 2 cars of traffic heading into one of the trickiest parts of track. You do not want dirty air heading into there. And he is being affected by that dirty air right now as we're watching. I wish we had that split screen fight here. As here is Hermer and Marteau heading into the Audi chicane. They got 1 car pass, but they got another one they got to deal with. Marteau in front of his home crowd, all of his family and friends in the stands or watching us here on Apex Racing TV. here at Zandvoort. The white flag is in the air. He's going down to the inside to get that draft off the lap car. There goes the white flag. Barney's waving it right there as they head into Tarzan. That lap car is defending that inside line for Samuel Hermer. He's not going to be able to send it right there. And we're underway here into the roller coaster. Hermer, Marteau, racing for the win here at Zandvoort.
Fantastic stuff. Austin Petty still in third in front of Lemmy as they are heading into the roller coaster section for the final time. It has been a grueling race, a tough race. Here comes Jerome Lamy once again out of nowhere. But Petty has been fantastic. Austin.
Petty is glued to these apexes and curves.
He says, you know, thou shall not pass, you know, or stuff like that. But Lamy has, you know, other options or opinion on that, I should say. Let's see if he goes for the desperation dive. No, he doesn't, but this is not over just yet. Oh, this could be the chance. No, he doesn't. No, he's waiting. Maybe at the chicane. Or maybe using the draft in the final corner. We will see.
He's got an opportunity. He's sending a difficult look up the inside, but that's just a cell of a dummy trying to have it. And coming out of the final corner, taking the win at Zandvoort, QT Marteau. And now the fight for third. Petty leading out Lamley. Lamley is buried in that draft. Petty defending all the way to the inside. It's going to be Gavin Petty by a car link. Just by his back wheel. And Gavin Petty takes third. Lamley with a hard-fought race up into fourth. Brichetti behind Talsma and Williams. Williams comes across the line, followed by Talsma and Brichetti. They've been having a good fight, three-car fight. This race has boiled down to pure excitement at the end.
I mean, it was chaotic and a lot of drama at the start. In the middle, it seemed like everything was settling down, and then the last, you know, 6-7 laps, everything happened. The Bartolotta crash was, as Bison is around, and he loses a couple of positions. The Bartolotta crash is a mechanical failure probably he had with his hardware. Opened the floodgate, Austin, you know, to you know, a barrage of excitement that is really not over yet, because these guys are fighting for position. Bison and Teyes, here we go, defending close to the inside, and it should be okay for Bison. So Antonio Jimenez Teyes only able to go back up to P20, but the cameras to our winner, QT Marteau. Fantastic stuff. Congratulations to everybody, because this was one of the toughest, more treacherous races I can remember in iGPFun, and only 20 cars on the lead lap. I think in a championship as clean as this really tells the story of what these drivers had to endure today, and I hope that Marteau has got something left for us. Yes, there we go, a little bit of sweet donuts. Yep.
Burning it down here at Zandvoort.
We should have the results on the screen for you right now. There we go. The winner is Thiago Marteau for Team Shazoo. Alpha second in front of Samuel Hermer, then Gavin Petty, a teammate to Hermer, in third in front of Jerome Lamy. Andy Flint, Joris Blom, very good race from him. I think this was his debut in the series. Certainly one of his first few events, and fantastic drive to finish in sixth. Clark Williams in seventh in front of Adam Tasman, Andrea Brachetti and Dave Martin. Leonard Cherry in 11th in front of Stolmin and Ron Korolak. Phil Waller finishes in 14th, just beating Ivan Giranau. The last car inside 1 minute. Then we have Massimo Laurentiis, Nick Carty and Robert Ridgway in 16th, 17th and 18th. And then 19th was Zachary Bison in front of Antonio Teyes. And then we start with the cars that are either 1 lap down, 2 laps down or more, or probably retired. Certainly they finished the race, this bunch of drivers here, because they were certainly protagonists of the events tonight. Ross Goodacre, Patrick Rowlands, Joseph Givens and Victor Varris, Alex Fournier, Max Bartolotta, Daryl Govender and Alex Hopkins, rounding up your top 30 were Lucas Marouk and Reed Dennis. Then Russell Kirkwood, Max Giacchino, Angelo Veloz, Richard Van Veen, Harley Lewis, Sonny Rosario, Johan Birgersson, Philip Lucas in 38th place. 39th was Ben White in front of Koji Ito and Martin Devine. 41st and last of the running drivers. Austin, what an incredible race.
What a insanely incredible race we had here. Oh my gosh, that came down to the wire for all podium spots, and it was chaos from the start with that landmine in the final corner, that early collisions, and that just kept on with it. It cleaned up at the end, but you know, this race from start to finish was just a nail biter, all for different reasons. You got cars getting a little bit loose, just everyone trying to avoid itself. You got tight battles going on, and oh man, that's iGPFun for you. There's everything going on at all the times.
Austin, we will round up the season with 3 absolute classics. Starting from next Sunday, same place, same time, we will be at the closest racetrack in iRacing to where I live. Of course, it's Imola. Another very tight racetrack, you know, where passing will be at a premium, but we've seen these guys in iGPFun. They can make overtakes everywhere, so it's not really a problem. Then we will go to the newest.
They go from a tight racetrack to a wider racetrack and a much more flowing, faster racetrack. We're going to be seeing a lot of draft battles and fights in the braking zone over at Red Bull Ring.
Yes.
And that's the penultimate round. That's going to be a very classic race.
And of course, we will round up the proceedings in the first week of September. Down or up, I should say, in Silverstone for the classic, you know, on the British GP version of the racetrack. That will be again round 12, the final round of the season. That's again going to be in 3 weeks' time. I should tell you, I'm sure you already know this, but if you are liking the show, give us a subscribe, hit the notification bell, and if you're a night owl just like me, don't forget that in a couple of hours time, you know, you've seen crazy today in this race, but you will see crazier, because in just a few hours we will be live once again here on Apex Racing TV, but this time we are going to be racing the dirt winged sprint cars. It's going to be the XSLR, the Cross Series League racing. We are in the winged sprint car 410 part of the season. We are going to be at a track I don't own, incredibly, Austin, which I will have to fight for the first time in ages. We are going to be at Cedar Lake. I don't think you want to miss that, because these guys have proven fantastic racing in the GT3s, and now they are completely changing the script, flipping the script with the, of course, the winged sprint cars. So round 2 of the 4 straight that they will do with this race car. So that's going to be at midnight 15 GMT. So in just 3 hours time, more or less. So you certainly don't want to miss that. And of course, we've seen crazy last Friday with the super trucks. They will be back next Friday. So I mean, Friday nights are going to be made for great action here on Apex Racing TV. The trucks, the normal trucks, the NASCAR trucks are off, but they will be replaced for this week on Thursday, yes, by the Norwegian Sector League, which I think will be with F3s as well. So, and I don't remember the racetrack, but you know, trust me, it's there. Let me go and see the racetrack, by the way. No, we don't have it.
Also on Mondays, earlier in the week,
on Monday,
Austin
racing, yeah. Formula V is like what for Sam is the super tracks, you know, the easy series for you, so you can win and get you know, free press. But yeah, Formula V.
I'm not driving. I'm not in that series.
Okay, Mysterion.
My clone's in the series. My clone twin brothers in this series, but it's not me.
Live from Hockenheim. That's going to be tomorrow at 7 GMT, and Rick Motek also is back tomorrow at midnight GMT. Round 5 of the Classic Series from Hockenheim. So if you like Hockenheim, you know, it's going to be the day for you tomorrow. If you don't like Hockenheim, still, you know, watch it, because it's going to be great.
It's going.
And Austin has so much confidence that I think he's going to crash spectacularly in all 3 races tomorrow. So.
Oh, I hate.
You know, twice the pride, double the fall, since we are in Star Wars quotes tonight. But Austin, fantastic race, take it away.
Thank you everybody for joining us here for another crazy race for the IGP Fun Championship here at Zandvoort. We'll see you next time at Imola. I've been joined by Marco Balbanera. I'm Austin Knight, and I hope y'all have a good night.